The much more charismatic Baratheon also lays claim to the throne, and he may have the forces to do it. He may also have the allies. Let's find out as we review A Song of Ice and Fire miniatures games Baratheon Heroes 2. So it's a little confusing to new players because the Baratheons are actually split into two kind of sub-factions. One's Renly, one's Stannis. Now, in a story perspective, this makes perfect sense because the two brothers weren't getting along. In a gameplay sense, I think it does keep people away from the Baratheons a little bit. That and the fact that the Baratheons are not as fleshed out as some factions. I mean, even the Greyjoys now. I feel like the Greyjoys are much more fleshed out than the Baratheons are. I feel like the Baratheons are getting kind of ignored. And then I just saw today they're going to have Baratheon Heroes 3 and 4 come out soon. I'm like, man, they need some forces to kind of help them out. And honestly, I'm kind of thinking, maybe I'm not going to buy all the factions anymore, and I'm going to be straight up. Baratheons are the first on the chopping block, so that's another thing to consider. It's not that I hate the Baratheons, it's just they're just not there, and I don't feel like they're getting there very quickly. It seems like their faction is overpriced and underdeveloped, and that's a bit of a bother to me. But I mean, don't hate them. But at the same time, it's like, if I'm going to look at the negatives, that's one of the big negatives right there. So, but still, I'm going to continue on with the Baratheons for now and see what we get. And so let's take a look at this box again. Just like the Baratheons Heroes 1, I have not play tested these. I just got these not about the time I got my Nightwatch Heroes 2. And of course, I was much more interested in playing those and playing the Free Folk than I was the Baratheons. So let's go over these and just see what we got. Alina Tyrell, the Knight of Flowers, and knowing what I know about the story now, these are kind of the Knight of Flowers because him and Renly are kind of doing flowery things together, and I mean that in jest, of course. It's not. And the Rainbow Garden, boy, did that just come across? Wait, what, the Rainbow Guard? Yeah, which I've heard the Rainbow Guard's coming out, beside the point. Alina Tyrell, though. I mean, obviously he's going to be loyal to Renly Baratheon. He's in love with Renly. I mean, I'm not saying that in a joking way. I mean, that is the story. So, Loras, of course, would be siding with Renly. So, he does, like Renly's, one thing I'd like about Renly's forces, though, is that there's a lot of healing going on. Of course, Dauntless gets this because, when they pass a morale test, they gain a wound instead of, doing nothing. And most of the time, when you fail one, then you lose wounds. Loras' attachment, on the other hand, gets the Expert Duelist. I mean, that's one of those, that's not quite as strong as some of the Expert Duelists I've seen, but it's still pretty good. You can still target an attachment and destroy it. And Precision, that's another good one. I mean, that's some pretty powerful stuff. So I like Alina Tyrell. I like the sculpt. I like everything about it. So 4.5 stars, definitely. Now on to possibly my absolute favorite character in all of A Song of Ice and Fire. Brianna Tarth. Brienne the Blue, Brienne the Maiden. I've never hidden my genuine affection for this character. She's just awesome. She is just an awesome character, and the story around her is so awesome. So, yes, I really, really like her. This is the third figure we have of her. It's a beautiful figure. I love it. 5 stars on the figure by itself. That's it. She is. She really only has the Renly Protector. It's a good one. If Renly's unit is attacked, she can perform a charge action on the attacker. That's not bad. I mean, it helps. Not strong. I mean, and that's one thing about Brianna. I kind of feel like her attachments figures are not quite as strong as she is, and I'm wondering why that is. I wonder if they're saving something for the next one, because there's going to be another Brianna Tarth in the next set. So maybe that's it. So now we have Eldon Eastermont. Nice little order of target enemy unit, and they become vulnerable. Nice. Really like that. Another commander, of course, loyalty to Renly, because everybody in this box has loyalty to Renly. And his NCU power is kind of a little odd. It's each time he claims a zone, you can replace it with draw 3 tactics cards, shuffle 1 card from your hand into your tactics deck. Okay, so get more tactics card, I guess. Good enough. I do like the sculpt. I'm going to give it 4 stars. It's pretty darn good. I also have Courtney Penrose, who's one of those characters I don't remember at all. I just don't remember him. But it is nice to have him on the field, because then you can increase your tactics hand by 1. And he can have an extra maneuver or march action, so if you claim the crown, so that's decent. He has an NCU, and his go centered around restoring wounds, of course. So, yeah, and fitting with Renly's side. Good figure, 4 stars. Game-wise, he's okay, not great, not terrible. We have Alina Tyrell, the Queen of Thorns. She was great in the show, you gotta admit. I mean, she was really great. Even in the bad seasons, she was pretty good. I mean, she was just tough as nails, old woman. And, she can cause an NCU to lose all abilities until the end of the round, or can you make an enemy's combat unit suffer 1d3 hits. Really great. Again, an excellent sculpt from Eastermont on this one. I give it 5 stars. It's really nice. I like her as a character. I like her as a figure. It's really great. Then we're on to Marjorie Tyrell. I'm gonna go into lore again here. Marjorie, I think, is a lot more manipulative than people give her credit. And I think very unlike what happened in the show, I think she's going to end up being a force to be reckoned with. She's basically maneuvered her way through becoming the queen. She's found every which way in the world to do it. So, and she's done it now. She's the queen. That's it. She is now the queen. So, interesting to see what will happen next. I do think her and Cersei are going to go more head to head. Than in the show. I don't think she's gonna die when the set blows up or anything like that. That just did not seem like a Cersei-like move to me. I think it's gonna be much more manipulation through politics and stuff. But now, as far as Marjorie goes, she does stick with that, restore a wound kind of stuff, and then she can target an enemy unit, they become vulnerable. I mean, fits in perfect with Renly and his as I saw it called once, healing spam. I really like the sculpt on Marjorie. I'm giving her 4.5 stars. Really good one. And finally, the big guy again. Another one I don't get why we get two versions of. The first one was just great. Don't feel the need for this second one, but he's here. Renly Baratheon, Lord Paramount to the Stormed Lands. And of course he has bolsterous charisma, which means he can't be targeted by enemy orders. That's kind of cool, actually. Tactics card or be influenced by enemy NCUs. I mean, basically makes him invulnerable from the sneak attacks. So that's cool to have. Of course, the unit gains +2 to morale tests. You see, Renly seems like the thing about Renly is everything I read on him makes me think he's the kind of guy I would play more often than not. It's just he doesn't have the forces. That's it. He just doesn't have the forces. Anyway, this is a good set. I'm going to give it 4.5 stars. It's pretty solid and pretty good. Again, I really feel like Renly's forces need to be built up so that he can be forced to be reckoned with in the game. That's what I'd like to see happen next. Simon, looking at you. You need to fix this. Thank you. Alright, well, that's going to be it for Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe.